Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about Quant Network and QNT. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. But with that being said, let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So overall, the market today looked pretty good. I'm going to be doing a mass update after this video. I know it's a little bit late. It's currently about 9:34 p.m. I'm going to try to get that out as soon as possible. But, you know, within this market, I have been watching a lot of altcoins and stuff like this. Honestly, we've just been ranging on, which is totally fine. But I do believe that this will bring us to a bull run happening around the fall period of time. And I know that to some individuals may be concerning. Maybe you're not patient enough, but I believe that we are in a 2017-2018 structure where, you know, this is essentially 2017, and we are ranging into that massive bull run that happened in, you know, the end of 2017 into the beginning of 2018. Now, of course, I am watching a lot of these altcoins. Looks like we came down and tested that major $108 support on QNT, as you guys do see here on the chart. Not too concerned at all with the price action on QNT. Like, I just look at this and I want to buy more. It kind of makes me mad because I really want to keep buying QNT, but I just know that right now it's just not a good time as I am in the middle of moving. So I'm covering those expenses. But hey, I'm telling you right now, after my taxes are filed and after everything is going good, I am buying a lot more altcoins, and QNT is definitely going to be at the top of my list. As you guys do see, you know, here is the board for, you know, alts right now on the 24-hour. You guys do see some major moves across the board. Definitely watching the graph as well. If you guys haven't been watching the graph, you should definitely be watching that token because, you know, I think it could see some incredible gains this year as well. But I'm watching a lot of things unfold, especially with a lot of these major, you know, OG legacy assets, because they are going to be a clear deciding factor on what happens going forward here as well. But as we are talking about QNT and as we are talking about DLTs and CBDCs and stuff like this, I want you guys to all understand that there's a ton of urgency around CBDCs, especially from the research and development phase. But this is also leading us back to the CBDC tracker, right? And I just talked to you guys about this in the XRP video from last night, where I was more so discussing the idea that we are ushering into a new digital age. We are seeing a lot of things leading to a financial collapse on the stock market and the US dollar. A lot of individuals keep saying, you know, it's all going to be backed by the US dollar. It's not, okay? When we're talking about these CBDCs, they will be pegged to the dollar, but it's not going to be backed by it fully. It's going to have its own monetary value that's not directly tied to it. Similar to, you know, stablecoins. Like, we still have stablecoins that are directly pegged to the dollar, that are, you know, supposedly backed by it, but there's a few that are backed by just reserves in general. Similar to the value within a lot of this market, when we are talking about these CBDCs, we will still have the dollar, but we will see a collapse of the dollar in its value due to, of course, inflation. We are seeing that happening now, while, of course, value of other assets are continuing to rise in, you know, price, similar to like Bitcoin, right, and even gold and stuff like that. But for the most part, when we are talking about CBDCs and the current structure of this system, a lot of these CBDCs won't necessarily be backed by a currency. It will be backed by a digital currency. And when I say that, I say it lightly, but because we don't necessarily know if, you know, these CBDCs are going to be tied directly to, like, for an example, we don't know if the US CBDC will be directly tied back to the dollar, aka being backed by it, or if it's going to be backed by a digital currency. In my opinion, why would we, you know, back a digital currency, you know, by fiat? I know that we still have stable coins that are backed by, of course, you know, the dollar and stuff. I think that that's fine. I think that that's great for retail use. But if we're talking about a central bank digital currency, I think it will have a lot better of a value chain to it if it was backed by something that wasn't, you know, like the US dollar, aka fiat currency, that is massively inflated, that is decreasing in value. It's similar to, why we would want to move away from the dollar itself. So of course, I'm watching a lot of things unfold in that area. We don't know for certain if it's going to be backed or not. We got to watch to see what they're really planning on doing here. But all while this is happening, I am watching a lot of utility gems, as you guys already know about these schematics. Shout out to, I don't even know how to pronounce this name. You guys could go and check him out or her out, whoever it is. But this schematic on Quant is a very good depiction on really why we are investing into Quant, not only as a token, but also, we're just watching the overledger be adopted at a mass scale right now. These are trillion-dollar use cases that it's really kind of focused on. Cross-border supply chains, that's huge as well. We know that the cross-border payment scene, which of course is directly tied back to Ripple, is a $156 trillion market. You guys do see MLTs here. You also see Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto payments in general. There's so many direct connections to overledger, and it is really at the heart and soul of almost all of this. So you got to realize, when we see these, individuals saying, hey, XRP is solving, trillion-dollar problems, and you see, individuals saying Ethereum is going to reach this, much money in market cap valuation. Well, it all goes by use of these major networks and these major use cases that are, basically being developed and launching from these major networks as well. But at the end of the day, we still need interoperability. And, when we are talking about Quant basically being the power source for all of this, I would say, it's the powerhouse of the cell, if you will. But, it truly is going to power almost all of these networks. Okay, and this is all through that plug and play mechanism that will plug it all into the legacy system. This is why I tell you guys to pay attention to what's happening within DLTs. This executive order was focused on CBDCs and, truly focusing on, a digital world. When we are talking about, the digital dollar, I think that the digital dollar is going to be something interesting to watch unfold. Again, we don't have a clear depiction on if it's going to be backed by the dollar or not, but in my opinion, it just doesn't make sense to back it by the dollar. Kind of, taking a step back, if you will, instead of taking a step forward. But we have to wait to see that truly unfold. But we have been seeing a lot of CBDCs really kind of being, piloted. We do see proof of concept, and we even see some launching. So I'm actually excited to watch a lot of this, really, ramp up. But we also see here, well, that's the beauty and professionalism of Quant Network. They don't hype at all and just silently deliver. They never announce anything themselves and always let clients do this. Yes, this might be why our retail premium is much lower, sure bet, but more patience is needed. And here we have, press release, Quant Network and successfully tested blockchain interoperability. And here we have, the partnership has resulted in Oracle certifying overledger for interoperability with Oracle blockchain platform for customers looking for production-ready infrastructure to support cross-ledger interoperability between Oracle blockchain platforms and other ledger technologies. Quant provides an immediately available solution certified in Oracle Cloud infrastructure. You guys have to realize that, Quant is here. They already have this available solution to these major players that are looking for interoperability. This is also the main reason why I say there's nothing else in this space that's fully live like this. I think that this is awesome, okay? And we actually see that this is a quoted tweet saying, had a friend ask how you know if Q&T is actually working with Oracle and SIA. We do see, you got any legit documents to back that up. That's my whole job in this space. Had to show them the DAG US government partnership after. And of course, when we are talking about everything, the proof is here. You guys can do the research. There's so much proof regarding, Quant truly working with these massive amounts of banks. This is 570 plus banks, thousands of financial institutions as well. It's truly remarkable, to say the least, the amount of volume that will flow over Quant. But also, going back to CBDCs, we know that Accenture is also a huge player within this area. And we do see, Digital Dollar Project to launch pilot programs to explore designs and uses of the U.S. Central Bank digital currency. And this goes back to May 3rd, 2021. Okay? And we do see project co-founder Accenture to provide initial funding for pilots, which marks next step in bringing the digital dollar, closer to reality. Now, when we are talking about this, again, there's no clear depiction on what this will be backed by. We don't know that 100%, but according to the World Economic Forum, more than 40 central banks worldwide are experimenting with blockchain technology. This is why this is an urgency from the U.S. standpoint as well. Central bank digital currencies will play an important role in how we modernize our financial systems, increasing access to and inclusion within them, while also providing a valuable innovation frontier for new products and services in conjunction with other key innovations such as digital identity as well. You guys have to realize that this is huge. They're moving forward on this. Accenture has direct connections to many players out there, including Quant. But this is focused on some major things, especially talking about urgency regarding CBDCs and the challenges and opportunities that do arise. Of course, yes, they are focusing on interoperability as well. We know Accenture is trying to solve that problem, but we already know that it's here. It's already live. We know that interoperability is already, 100%. We have the solution. Okay, we have the solution here. And we do see, rewatching Digital Pound Foundation video about interoperability. Nice to see that the SDX representative and Gilbert Verdian, were the only two on the same page. I wonder why. Y'all know $3 trillion use cases from SDX and Swiss Central Bank is bound to run on Q&T. Tick tock. And this is that Project Eura that I talked to you guys about. Remember this tweet, guys, about a possible third role of Q&T, SDX Exchange, RTGS, Helvetia, Project Eura, Swiss Wholesale CBDC with Bank of France CBDC. Now see the photo. Seems likely, don't you say? All three are separately trillion-dollar use cases. And here you have from the Digital Pound Foundation. I just discussed this to you guys last month, actually. Have you heard of Project Eura? Join us on the February 24th, to learn about cross-border settlement using wholesale CBDCs. And of course, you see the main players here. Accenture, also a leading name with Q&T, Ripple, and SDX, RTGS Global as well. You guys have to realize that a lot of these companies that already have interoperability solved, like for example, like Accenture, right? They say that they have interoperability. How are they achieving that? I mean, to me personally, they are achieving it through Quant. They are utilizing these other puzzle pieces to directly create the image. And we do see, we have seen the SDX connections, Swiss RTGS connections, Project Helvetia, their RTGS clearing $3 trillion a month. But have you seen the Swiss National Bank, Bank of France, BIS, wholesale CBDC trials? Q&T being the puppet master again. I wouldn't bet against it. Here we go, Banque de France, Swiss National Bank, and Bank for International Settlements Innovation Hub collaborate for experiment in cross-border wholesale CBDC. Again, this is Accenture, by the way, if you guys didn't see it. Look forward to our upcoming meetings and involvement. Of course, this is through Central Bank panel at Geneva Blockchain with, of course, Banque de France, SNB, BNS as well. And we do see Gilbert Verdian is interested in, of course, this is breaking down the Banque de France participation within the CBDC environment. And last but not least, Switzerland Central Bank, SNB, BNS, report how to issue a central bank digital currency, how to spend, deposit, and withdraw CBDCs. Neither monetary policy nor financial stability would be materially affected because the CBDC will replicate physical cash, not deposits. So again, most of this will be backed by, of course, their main cash currency, which would be like, for an example, like the US dollar with the CBDC of the US. Again, we don't know for certain if that is the case. We still have to see what's going to happen within that area, but most likely it will be. But I'm watching a lot of things unfold within CBDCs and things like this, and it all leads me back to one main player, which is interoperability. And even this executive order, which I've talked to you guys about multiple times, really kind of creates an urgency on ushering in crypto technology. This is also why regulations are up in the air right now and being a big centerpiece to everything happening. So with all of this in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.